So the topic of today's sermon is use your brain, not your head. There's an Aesop fable that's very famous. And this Aesop fable talks about a crow. And this crow was very thirsty. So one day while the crow was flying around looking for water, he found this big pitcher of water. He's like, wow, wonderful, I get free water now. So he flies down to the edge and sits on the edge of the pitcher. And he puts his face into the water. Except for there was a problem. The pitcher had a very shallow neck. It wasn't very big. So when the crow put his neck in there, face in there, his face would hit the lid, but his beak was not long enough to get to the water. So he was very upset. So what did he do? Well, at first he wasn't a very smart crow. So he started pushing his head harder and pushing his head harder. His eyes started hurting, his head started hurting, but he was really thirsty. He really wanted the result. So he kept doing it. He kept pushing and pushing. And did he get any water? No, because his beak was too short. So now he's angry. So now he's kicking the pitcher, trying to fly and then knock into it to knock it over, and he couldn't. So he was very thirsty, he had a hurt head, and he was very tired. And then suddenly, after he started thinking about it, I'm very thirsty. There has to be another way. And so he looked around, trying to think of another way. And of course, according to the fable, what happened? He saw some pebbles, and he thought about it. He said, yeah, as you put pebbles into the water level rises. So then he started working. He started flying down, picking up a pebble, dropping it in the pitcher, and then trying to see if he could reach it with his beak. Not yet? Okay, went and got another one. Then he observed the result, that the water was getting higher. Then he did another one and observed the water was getting higher. He kept doing it until it was high enough for him to drink. And then he finally got his water. And this is the end of the moral, the end of the story. Very simple. Use your brain, don't use your head. But how can we relate this to our regular day life? When someone does something that we don't like, how do we fix it? We yell at them. We tell them, you're being stupid, you're being dumb, don't do that, that's not good. We just tell them. And do they change? Sometimes they don't change. Sometimes they stay the same. Think about your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your father, your mother, your son, your daughter, your friend. You tell them what to do, you yell at them or you get mad, but they don't change. And so what do? You do the same thing. You yell at them again, you fight with them again, you get angry at them again. And they don't change. And so the trick is, how about we try something else? Have we ever thought to try a different technique? Maybe don't say anything. Maybe don't do anything. Maybe let someone else say something. Maybe wait for time to pass first. Maybe wait for them to learn their lesson first. There's so many different ways that you can help people or teach people, but we don't use the different ways. We usually like to use one way, which is our mouth, or aggressiveness, or anger. That's all we use. And that's why we have so much violence. That's why we have so much fighting and hating and anger in the world. Because we don't think about other techniques. Think about how stupid the crow is, with a short beak and keeps hitting the same thing over and over. Very stupid. Waste of time, and it's not going to win. But when the crow started thinking about the pebbles, that's when it became easier. Same thing for us. If you are a daughter or a son trying to teach your mother or father who's getting old, hey, don't do this, don't do that, do you think they will listen to you? I saw someone teach their father how to use an iPad very intelligently. At first, oh no, not like that. No, stop, that's not right. No, you're gonna break, oh God, this is so, don't even use it. And the father got mad, and the son got mad, and it just became a big fight. And then I saw a different family who did it a different way. The son gave the iPad to the father and just sat there playing with him. And he was doing it wrong, but the son waited until the father wanted to do something. Hey, I need to sign up and send an email or something. And then he would do it with him. Like, oh, let's try this, until the father figured it out on his own. So in the end, because he waited for the father to need something first and do it together, the father was happy to learn. And he was happy to learn. He learned it very easily. So in one case, you yell at them to learn. You get mad when they don't get it. In the other case, you let them learn on their own. You just assist them and not force them. And it became a much, much better relationship. So the moral of this sermon, the moral of this story is, use your brain. Think of different ways. Don't just use your head. Don't just run into it and think that you can solve the problem.